huge card this weekend, December 23rd, live on DAZN as well, is Day of Reckoning. And it's the heavyweights, a lot of heavyweights. We're going to focus on that for now. There are lower weight guys there as well. But I do want to focus on the heavyweights. AJ versus Otto Wallin and Wilder versus Joseph Parker. Have we established who is walking as the main event yet, Gareth? I mean, has that been confirmed?
It hasn't, and I don't think they're bothered. I think when I spoke to Frank Warren on Saturday night, Eddie, he was saying that there's potential to look at it given the timings in America. Now, obviously, I suppose the later the better for America, for the American audience. But also Deontay wasn't too bothered either about who walks last. But for me, maybe there's slightly more jeopardy in Anthony Joshua. So maybe that will be the final fight of the night. If I was Anthony Joshua, I wouldn't want to be the final fight of the night, you know. I'd like to go in, get the job done, and sit ringside and watch Deontay Wilder and Parker. What would you want to do?
No, it's a great point. Especially now there is this rumor about AJ versus Deontay Wilder already being done for March. I'd rather, if I'm AJ, co-main event, get in there, do my job, feet up, and watch Deontay Wilder and see if he can come through Joseph Parker. You mentioned AJ there. Obviously, look, it is a new trainer. We just spoke about it. I say new trainer. I spoke to Derek James in America, and he says, you know, ties haven't been severed between him and AJ. They are still working with each other, but that Ben Davison will lead this camp. What do you make of that? Another new trainer for AJ. You know, in the last 4 fights, we've seen Rob McCracken, we've seen Robert Garcia, we've seen Derek James, and now we've seen Ben Davison. It's a lot. That's a lot of trainers.
It is. He's desperately seeking something. I don't do desperately, but I'm using that as a term. I hear very good things about the relationship between Ben Davison and Anthony Joshua. It doesn't surprise me. And knowing Ben as I do, the work he's done in the past with so many other boxers and the care he brings to boxers and his knowledge, I could see them gelling. I could see them working a lot together. I've had a little whisper with Ben before they left for Riyadh, and Joshua's looked very, very good in camp. This is a fight he should win. He can win. He's got to impose himself. He's got to compose himself as well. He wants to get better as a technical boxer. He's better technically than he was, but we all want the wrecking ball fighter back. That's the problem. We want the guy that goes in there and destroys. And if he can find a combination of both against Otto Wallin, he'll have done very well, because Wallin has looked decent in the heavyweight division, a decent contender. Only that loss to Tyson Fury, which made his name, for those 47 stitches for Fury. But I think we need to see something significant from Joshua, and I think he will do it. But I think he's got to go out there and throw some combinations and open himself up a little bit. But just believe in himself. That's the key. If he can believe in himself, believe in his ability. And we always find ourselves saying this about Anthony. I know you interview him a lot for DAZN. It's not a criticism to say believe in himself. It's just an observation. We want him to succeed so badly, because we want to see these mega fights and see him involved in the Deontay Wilder fight, the Tyson Fury fight. We all want to see it.
Yeah, no, agreed. And I always make a point of saying that to AJ as well. Like, we're not critiquing you. It's almost a case of just wanting and hoping for you to succeed and, again, be in those super fights, because that's what we want as a fight fan. And that's what AJ wants, surely, is to be in those super fights. One, I guess, credit we do have to give AJ this year is that this is his third fight in, I think, 9 months, which is very rare, as you know, at the top table of boxing. For someone to be that busy, it just doesn't happen. We're used to seeing AJ fight not even twice a year. So for him to have 3 fights in 9 or 8 months, it is a good thing.
Absolutely. And we should applaud him for that. And it's a sign that he wants to be busy and get better. I don't think we'll see him fight more than twice next year, though. But as Wilder has revealed to me in the last week, It's either going to be Ngannou or Joshua next year, but hopefully for him, both.
All right, let's hear that interview. This is Gareth A. Davis speaking to the bronze bomber Deontay Wilder a few days ago. This is what both had to say. Deontay Wilder, I have to admit, my fondness for him has grown over the years. Maybe it's a case of absence makes the heart grow fonder. We've not seen him in the ring for so long. I always will applaud how he took on Tyson Fury in that third fight where he put on a bit more size, said, you know what, we're just going to have a scrap here. And I want to see him succeed. I'm a massive fan of Joseph Parker, but I want to see Deontay Wilder succeed because I'm desperate for the AJ fight. And I always feel bad when I say this because I'm a big fan of Parker, I'm a big fan of Andy Lee, but I'm a bigger fan, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm a bigger fan of Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, I mean, he talks so well. 1 round in 26 months since that thrilling trilogy contest in Las Vegas. But he hasn't been idle. He's been on this ayahuasca retreat, taking psychedelic drugs in Costa Rica, where he says it's transformed him and made him a happier person and more sensitive person. His wife, Telly Swift, tells him. Not so sensitive that he said he's getting prepared for the killing time against Joseph Parker, if that's a more sensitive way of putting it. But I've always been a fan of Deontay from the minute I met him. I don't know if you've ever been down to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, as well to visit him in camp. It's fascinating down there. He's a great character. He's outspoken. He's got amazing energy. That's what happens when you're with Deontay. The energy gives off is amazing in my view. He says he hasn't been idle in that time away, and that it might not have been in the ring, but he's been in the gym. There's a hunger about him still, I think, even at 38, 39 next year, to want these big fights. And he's been waiting for them. He had the promise of fights in Saudi Arabia. Obviously, it was going to be AJ at one point. But I do think we'll see those two in a ring, hopefully in March next year, if they come through their fights. I think I see him as quite a significant favourite against Joseph Parker. You look at his record, 42 knockouts in 43 wins. Everyone he's fought, he's put on the canvas. Every single person he has fought, he has knocked down. Obviously, he hasn't beaten Tyson Fury, and Bermane Stiverne was a points win, but then he knocked him out the second time. He's a formidable athlete with incredible power, and I think still an amazing level of self-belief, especially given what he's gone through twice against Tyson Fury.
Yeah, I have AJ Otto-Wallin 65-35 AJ in terms of my percentages who's going to win, and I've got Wilder 80-20 for Parker. What about you for both of those?
That's quite rough on Joseph Parker. I mean, I think.
Well, it's just the punch power, isn't it, of Wilder?
Yeah. I mean, Joseph's got to be very clever in this fight. I mean, he might be 7 rounds up. You can't write off. You can't write off. By the way, Joseph Parker hurting Wilder at some point. If Wilder
of course,
has taken, we haven't seen him in a dogfight for 2.5 years, 2 and a bit years. He is in his late 30s. I mean, athletically, he looks amazing to me still, but don't write off the ability of Joseph Parker to do things. Obviously, he's not a fighter that goes after his opponent. He's got a rhythm in there. But I just see the styles here. I just see Deontay landing that big right hand at some point. And I see it probably around 7 or 8.
Right.
And I just see Wilder as a big favourite in this fight. Same as you, I'm a big fan of Joseph Parker as well. I'd love to see him win as well for him and for Andy Lee. But at the same time, I would like to see Joshua and Wilder fight next year.
Yeah, next year, March, we're hearing, fingers crossed, both of those fighters can get over the line.